Hello, everybody on the YouTube. This is Five for Talking Leafs edition. We're here with Bargo, the superstar of the show. He only shows up to make random appearances for $1 million per, and then Cap, some guy that just shows up all the time. I don't know him. Um,
Hold on a second. You're making $1 million? What the
shh,
hell? All right,
don't tell
sorry.
him.
That's
Okay,
why I only
so
come once a
let's get
year
into this. I got
I
one
want
on a
to.
budget.
earpiece.
I want to fucking raise.
So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Leafs, come on. What are you guys doing out
Um,
here?
I'm just gonna blatantly ask him right from the get-go. What does he think about the coach now? Or you know what? Let me just get your thoughts of the whole team and the coach and what's been going on as of late. Bargo.
I like how the team is humming. I like how everything's rolling right now. I find that like this Canadian division is a little weak in competitive level. I feel like once we get banging with an East American team, for instance, Boston, come playoff time, if they end up putting us in a bubble or whatever the case happens, it's not going to be the same. Right now, we're playing against shinny caliber teams compared to a competitor. And
I
I don't
strong
feel
disagree.
Yeah, no, Montreal is starting to fall into place right now as they lost like 3 in a row this week. You have Calgary who's starting to pick it up right now. Calgary is probably going to finish second, Winnipeg third in the division. So I don't know. I mean, and the team healthy, you got to see how he's going to balance his minutes. Like he had struggles at the beginning finding ice time for each individual player, and now everybody's hurt. So let's just throw all the minutes to the 3 stars.
I think Montreal is the second best team easily. Calgary is not good. They're just playing well. Edmonton is finally starting to play better. I don't see it in Winnipeg. I don't doubt Winnipeg, but I don't see it.
They're
The other
rolling
two
right
teams
now.
suck. Ottawa and Vancouver are trash. So
I don't
I'm
even want to talk about them.
yeah, I don't
I
even
think
want to talk.
Edmonton is starting to pick it up. I think
Yeah.
coincidentally enough, like as soon as Mike Smith came back, Edmonton started playing a little bit better. But
It was one game.
well, it's a hell of a
Wow.
difference, you know. But it's one thing that Bargo brought up that I thought was interesting, and I thought was pretty accurate because I did honestly feel that Keefe was having a hard time figuring out where to play his players. And I think it was up until maybe the last few games that he started to realize, like, okay, um, you know, Simmons should not be playing on the third or fourth line. He should be playing on the second line, if you want to call it, or, you know, line 1B, whatever the hell it's called. But
The saucy line.
yeah, I think he's starting to figure out where the guys should be placed. Sucks that some of them went down, but you know, it was starting to come together. But do you guys feel that this is probably the best Leafs team that's been put together in the last maybe 5 years?
I'm gonna go out on a limb, as I've said it before. This is the best Leafs team on paper ever.
I'm going to go out on a limb and quote my good friend Kevin Bieksa. This team is built for the season and not the playoffs.
That's fair. I can't
I
argue that.
I didn't realize that was his best friend or good friend.
They hang out a lot, you know, like
Okay.
on weekends.
He's probably one
So
of the best guys. He's probably one of the best personalities on the panel. I gotta
there was a
say.
lot
So.
of things we've been talking about. He's the best guy. We've been talking about a few times. I don't. That's not English, but Joe Thornton's going to come back. I went to a bunch of sites today for hockey stuff, just looking to see if there anything new happened, and there's a lot of stuff about Zach Hyman, like even on non-Canadian, non-Leaf sites like that. What do you do with a guy who's doing that well when Joe Thornton comes back? Because you're obviously going to move him.
I think it all depends on Joe Thornton's where he wants to fit in. Like I feel like this first line thing with him, I don't think it's really going to work. Like it's nice to get him in there, maybe a shift here and there, but I don't think he should be playing top line minutes. I don't think he has it in him right now. I think you put him on the fourth line, let him roll with Spets, get them mixed in with the other lines here and there to give them more ice time, and keep Simmons on Matthews and Marner's line, and you have Hyman, Nylander, and Tavares on their line, how they have been recently. I want to see Robinson back in instead of
Roberts,
Barbanov. Yeah,
Robertson.
Robertson. Yeah, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Him is someone I would look to move right now just to dump that salary. I don't
Barabanov.
want him. Yep, same thing with
Barabanov.
Barabanov. Barbanov,
They don't even deserve a
Bararovsky,
name.
Sinovsky, Berezin.
Sergei Berezin.
I would even Engvall. Dump that 1.5 now while it's still fresh. People think he's good. And that's
Like
it.
we've brought this up a lot of times, and like the people finally get a chance to hear it from the horse's mouth. Tell them how much you don't like Ingval, because that seems to be all you talk about.
Who, me?
Yeah.
How are you going to pay him $1.5 million, but you're paying Jason Spezza 900 or 750K? Spezza's better, and he's like double his age.
That Spezza is really good. Like, I know I
Yeah.
keep saying this in every episode, but like I can't.
He's makes more money than Joe Thornton, man.
That hat trick game, he was sniping shots. Like
if you look at the salary through the bottom three lines, he's one of the highest paid besides what's his name? Kerfoot. He's not even worth it.
You guys are absolutely right. I think Spezza is a lot more valuable to the team than Engvall. I don't think he's lost a face-off yet this year.
I don't know. And the whole waving him thing, I wish I joined an episode at that time when that all went down. And then he comes back like a couple days later and puts up a hattie. Like, how? If I was him, I would just go to the upper management and just give him a nice finger and say, you know what?
But we came to the conclusion. We came to the conclusion that they knew that this was going to happen. He knew he was going to get waived, and his agent saying that he would retire was a plot. Like, not a plot, but like they knew if they say that, no one was going to pick him up, so he would be okay. They just didn't tell any of us that. So for us, it was like, what the hell is going on? But he knew that.
Waive Barabanov, waive Sandin.
Yeah, but they had to do it for some reason that we don't know.
Waive Engvall. Put Engvall in like the laundry room.
There's something that you mentioned. I thought that the addition of Simmons to the Nylander and Tavares line gave it a lot more spunk. Honestly,
I liked him on the Matthews line.
Well, I mean, it looked like, honestly, guys, it looked like Nylander was a lot more engaged when
if someone
Simmons was on that same line with them. So I don't know. I
don't feel like I said, we've had this before. I think Tavares is doing a much better job this year as a leader than we expect.
Not as a leader. Listen, I don't think he's been doing a good job as a leader.
I don't think he goes out there and he's like, oh, Nylander, next time we go out there, do this. And I see Simmons on the bench like chirping them, like, yo, when we go out there next time, pay attention.
Look, that's as a leader, if he's that good, he's making sure his line is engaged, first of all. Yeah. And Nylander does not look engaged.
No,
he looks like Patrick Laine playing in Winnipeg and currently getting benched.
He doesn't look as checked out as that, but I get what you're saying.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
To me, this is how I see it. On this line, playing with Tavares and even with Simmons, anybody else, it's so slow paced for Nylander that he doesn't want to play that game. Mentality wise, that's a better game for Marner. Marner wants to be out there moving the puck around. Nylander wants to be out there flying with Matthews and scoring goals.
Yeah, so this is what I think. I think if you can give the third line and second line like a little more split in minutes, and you throw Nylander down with the speedy guys, Mikheyev and Kerfoot, right? I don't know how you'd fit in your second line, what you would balance it as, but if you can give Nylander what you're saying, some speedy guys, and you throw Kerfoot there, that third line is working really
not
hard.
A terrible idea.
Yeah, but then you'd be pissing off Tavares.
Pissing him off how? Like, I mean, show
all
me.
the talent's been taken off.
He needs to create on his own. He's supposed to be that guy. He needs to create on his own. You know what?
I don't want to go back to the whole captaincy thing and everything like that. Hey guys, nice game today. You guys played really well, and I think you can do a little better. In the locker room talk,
we're gonna go home. My family's
speak up.
tonight.
I have yet to even see him in a post-game conference.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your captain? You know what I mean? Like, the team is doing well. Why wouldn't you? Where is he?
Yeah,
I see all the hype. I see all the hype.
He's doing better.
I see all the hype around Matthews, Marner, and Simmons. That's where I see the hype.
Yeah, I would even put Spezza in front of the.
What if you drop Hyman down to the fourth line?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you guys right straight up.
Line too.
I'm going to tell you guys straight up right now. Like, with the cap and all, I don't even think that Hyman should be on this team right now.
No, I agree. Honestly, that's what we said.
Because he's making $2.4 million. Like, I would rather get that contract out of here and just
I'm
move
about
off
it.
some
I
of these
wouldn't.
depth
I wouldn't
players.
mind throwing like him together with my good friend Engval and putting them to a little Sam Bennett trade and just
Listen,
being
you
that guy, put
don't.
him
You
on the
keep
wing.
saying
So,
this. This is what
so
we want to explain to you. You don't need to trade that much for Sam Bennett. They literally want a bag of peanuts.
You don't, but Sam Bennett's making $3 million.
2.5. So they need to trade for Hyman. It will work.
Depending on what gets retained.
But that's
Hyman's
my
not
thing.
making
Is Hyman the
2.5.
guy you want to trade? In my opinion, no. I'd rather trade Ingval or
Trade Engval, Barbanov, and
Bargos.
Sandin. So this is another thing too. Like Sandin, he's been taking a back seat like significantly here through the season. Lettinen is playing very well. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
You notice him. Sandin, I think with him still holding stock, why not just try to wheel him?
I rather you wheel Liljegren.
Wheel Liljegren too. I don't really care. I don't want to like right now. They don't fit our team.
How about this
can
deal?
Make cap next year. You wouldn't even see them in the top 6.
Hyman, Engval, Liljegren, and a first-round pick for Sidney Losby. Deal.
Yeah,
Anyways.
deal. And then Tavares for first overall from Lake Detroit.
like you're absolutely right when it comes to Lennon, especially the blue versus white game, like he was probably the most noticeable on the ice. And I liked him from the start. I just
In
didn't
the
understand.
last game,
I just didn't understand the coach's comments by saying that he's not ready yet. Like that's
he's a clown.
bull. But to me, I would take Lennon over Dermott right now because even though Dermott's sort of pick up his play a little bit, for me defensively, I think he's playing well with Bogosian rather than in comparison to what Dermott's doing with Bogosian.
But
If
Bogosian-
you're running 7D, I want to see Lettinen. I don't want to see another
Yeah,
defenseman.
Bogosian literally plays his position the way he's supposed to. He's a stay-at-home defenseman who makes up for the guy who plays offensively. And Lettinen's showing a good defensive ability. But the way he moved in the last game on the little bit of time he had on the power play, the way he moved across the blue line and kept the puck in the zone was unbelievable. There was one play where I was like, I can't believe he's doing this. He stopped it from getting out like 3 times.
Yeah,
like one thing. Sorry.
I'm very, very impressed by the way Lennon quarterbacks the power play. Very impressed by what he's done there.
If he's not ready, I don't know exactly what you said about what Sheldon Keefe said. Why is he quarterbacking your PP?
This is the thing I don't like.
Yeah,
I don't believe in Sheldon Keefe. He says things, but he doesn't believe those things. He's just trying to find a way to justify what he did. He didn't want to play the guy. He was like, this is the reasoning. And then when the guy got ice time, everyone was like, he's so good. There was no way he could take him out of the lineup again. Like you when everyone saw him play, you have no excuse now to take him out. I think he just didn't want to play him.
I didn't get either, but at the same time, I would take Keefe over Mike Babcock anyway. So.
I would take literally Bargo's old shoes over Mike Babcock.
Okay. Anyway.
But yeah, no, like what you guys were touching about the Bogosian and Lettinen lineup. I really like Bogosian when he's moving the puck. Very calm, very collective. Holds it in the zone, head up, looking for a play. If we can get our other defensemen moving the puck like that, it's just going to create offense. And you don't have to play defense.
I mean, Dermott was pretty good in the last game. I'm not going to lie.
Riley plays way too much. Way too many minutes.
Yeah, but his time has come down as of late.
Thanks to Brody.
Because of the way the other defensemen are playing. Like you're starting to see a lot more of Muzzin, starting to see a lot more of Hall, Bogosian. I'm starting to see a lot of.
Muzzin's probably my favorite player and on defense. Then I would say probably I'd go down probably to Hall. This is what I like about Dermott. I like the homeboy contract that he did. And I think it shows his interest and desire to stay with the franchise. And none of the other players did that except for the guys that just came in this year.
Yeah, which is
no one has ever done that in the history of Toronto.
Yeah, which I can respect that. But
not saying that he's that guy that you notice, but
you like what he's doing.
It says something about him as a player, right?
No.
He doesn't want to go take a walk and go search for money. I'll take a pay cut. I want to play with the boys, I like that aspect.
I would say that because of the fact that those guys are playing well, it allows Riley to rest up a little bit, So
Brody, I don't even notice.
Are you crazy? Brody's amazing.
I don't. I'm not saying he's bad. But maybe
for me,
job. Yeah, like I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he doesn't do his part. He doesn't stand out to me on the ice. Like
But
I
he
guess
does his share.
if you do your
that's not
job just
necessarily a
what you're
bad
supposed to
thing.
do,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not saying anything bad about him. He's not a standout player to me. He's doing what he's supposed to do, and
which is
that's that.
perfect.
Which is
Yeah.
about time a Leafs defenseman
Yeah,
played
yeah.
defense.
Like I
Yeah,
wasn't getting on a bad thing there. I was just saying, like,
yeah.
for me,
I
like he's not
agree.
one of those guys that you're gonna say like, oh, look how well Muzzin's playing. Like you don't hear that about Brody. You know what I mean? Like he's doing his part.
But honestly, on the flip side of it, or not even just to add to that, this is probably the best pairings I've seen defensive in terms of defensemen in a while
Because
on
of
this team.
depth. We
Yeah.
have depth, finally.
It's the best pairings we've seen since Dmitry Yuskevich and Dave Ellett. Okay. So,
It's the depth, I think. Like there's so much flexibility. Like you have another player in Sandin with so much hype around him who's touched the ice once?
and that's good. That's okay though. I'm okay if you take the time to make him what he's supposed to be.
No, you need to make it happen because he's only getting older.
He's like 21. I get it.
Yeah.
Your argument if he was drafted when Liljegren was, which was like a year or two before, I think
Liljegren's
it's
like
a big
23,
deal.
24, no?
He was drafted the year or the year before, 2 years before Sandin.
I think
They're the
two.
same age. I think they're the same age, guys. I think this is.
But I'm saying Liljegren has a more time in the NHL like time frame than Sandin has. Sandin has 1 or 2 less years when he got drafted.
So let me ask you guys something. Like, do you even make any changes, or just let it?
I
let
don't.
It grow?
I let it play.
I would trade the guys I mentioned. Like I wouldn't trade them, but I would look at releasing some salary. So like guys like Sandin that have a stock, I would look at making a trade, try to get like a decent pick. Engvall, I would just want to dump the contract, give me a pick. Who else? Barabanov, another one. It's not much money,
Barbasol?
but yeah, exactly. Barbasolov. They're at a point right now where you're up against the cap, and to make this little 2 mil, 3 mil gain, why not? I mean, you're not using them. Make the cap space,
And it gives you an opportunity next year. If you can keep everybody else on the same money, you free up 3 mil. If Anderson decides to leave, then you have 8
Still
mil to
bring
sign
that
a
up.
goalie.
yeah. Like and then even too, like you guys want to stay Simmons, whatever. You can give him a little more money. You know what I mean? Like I doubt Joe Thornton's going to go for another homeboy contract if he doesn't retire.
Joel Thornton and Spezza will, I think, but
Spezza
only with the
for sure.
Leafs.
Spezza's been making 0.7
They're only
for
going to do it with
4
the
years
Leafs
now. Spezza's been making 750.
I think Spezza comes back next year if he wants to. Thornton, I'm not sure. That would be pushing for.
I think with Thornton, it depends how deep we can go. If we make like a conference run, like conference finals, maybe even to the Stanley Cup, he'll stay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting what Thornton looks like when he comes back from his injury, because
I'm curious to the line fitment. Like I'm curious to see where they play him. That's what I want to see.
Maybe
That's
you
why when
start him
ask me
off
those
playing center
questions-
on the fourth line, right? And
yeah, get him
you
back
move
into
Spezza up a little
the
bit.
rhythm. I would keep Spezza center, put him on the wing because he's going to play the wing with Matthews. Why not just play the wing with Spezza?
So what do you guys?
Spezza's so good.
What do you guys think of Anderson? Like in terms of what happens
I
next
think
year?
he's playing way better. I still don't think he's playing like he did before.
Yeah,
like
but
I
if he
told
asks
you-
for a raise, you take him back?
No,
He's going to ask for a raise. My thing is he plays better with minutes. The more he plays, he gets better.
I agree. Look at the guy in Edmonton, okay? No disrespect to the team or anything for overplaying him, Koskinen
Kokinen or something like that.
He
Felt
is
bad for him.
so good in those. He played like 15 games in a row.
Yeah, he's playing well.
Back-to-backs, everything, and he played so well. The team let him down.
But yeah, I do feel bad for him. I do feel bad for him.
I don't think I wouldn't give Anderson any more money. You either take the same contract or you can move on, and then I'll free up cap and sign a better goalie.
I would give the reins to Campo if he wanted it.
Yeah, why not spend some money on another D?
I still think he's capable.
I like to throw 8 mil.
What I'm curious is to
PK
see now when Campo comes back how you're gonna allocate that as well. Like, does Anderson need to perform and play this many games? Are you gonna run him hard? Then come
I
playoff
think you
time,
run
have an
him
exhausted
hard.
Goalie.
I think you run him hard and you put pressure on him that if he screws up, Campbell's taking your job.
No, I wouldn't want to put the fear of God in him. What I would want to do is have him stay hot. Like keep him playing 3-4 games in a row, Campbell. 3-4 games in a row, Campbell. come playoff time, run him the last 4 games of the season hard.
The Leafs are never going to let him play back-to-backs once Campbell's back.
No, back-to-backs is fine. I understand that.
But there's a lot of back-to-backs. Almost every game is a
There
back-to-back.
is. There's a lot of back-to-backs. But that's how they got to figure it out, I guess. Come the end of the season, though, what I want is Anderson seasoned and like ready to go. I don't want him sitting the last 3 games in fear of injury.
You want him
coming in like a cold turkey.
and nicely grilled.
Yeah.
Like a cold
Talking
turkey.
about a nice brine with a sous vide.
I like it.
Do you guys think that this is like the best chance the Leafs have to winning a Stanley Cup?
Yes. I don't even need you to finish that. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's the best opportunity.
Yeah, because
this is like I said earlier, this is what worries me. Is right now we're playing against teams that aren't as competitive as the teams we will face when a bubble happens or they put together the conferences. I feel like we're going to run into teams that we're not prepared for because it's not difficult.
Yeah.
It's not hard enough.
But here's the other thing, Bargo, like this year you got a lot of players just missing. You know what I mean? From like other teams. Like like a lot of players didn't come back to play this year. And just today, Stamkos is gone for I don't know how long. So you got Kucherov and Stamkos gone for Tampa. You got like other players.
2 weeks, he's gonna come back.
Well, yeah.
I think it makes a big difference.
Stamkos. It's like when Matthews misses 2 weeks or a week for an injury. He comes back, he still scores.
Listen, this is a fact for you since you weren't here before. The 6 best teams in the NHL right now are all Eastern Conference teams, and 5 of those 6 teams are from Toronto's Atlantic Division. Tampa Bay, Toronto, Boston, Florida, and what's the other one?
What happens when we have to face the American teams?
It's not about American teams, but I get what you're saying.
They're the other ones in the other half of the division.
I get it. And it's like
they're more competitive. They're more competitive. Their rosters are deeper.
Montreal is a team specifically designed to beat the Leafs. So if the Leafs
built
can
for the playoffs, Montreal.
If the Leafs can stay consistent and playing well against Montreal, I think that's a good sign going forward.
If Montreal makes the playoffs, that's what they're built for.
Facing a Montreal team and facing Connor McDavid on a regular basis is going to have you ready for the playoffs.
They need to stay healthy.
Connor McDavid just walks through our whole team. I don't think we're going to do anything with that.
I don't know. Anyways, I don't have anything else.
I got a little fun fact for you.
Okay.
Sheldon Keefe and SPEZZA were playing in the same minor league, and Sheldon Keefe won the points title for points that year.
Really?
No kidding.
I forgot what it was. I think it was like their rookie entry. I heard it like 3 days ago. Yeah, I found it neat because you're not coaching the guy and you were competing against him. You know what I mean? Like for a rookie race title. And I think it was like 53 points to like 43 or something like that, like for Keefe and SPEZZA.
That's funny.
That's pretty interesting. And now you're coaching him and you waived him.
Yeah, but he's not an old guy. But no, that's Kyle Dubas waving him. That's not Keefe doing it. No?
He has a say. You're not
that wave was not what you think. It's not what we all thought.
It wasn't. Like it did happen.
SPEZZA knew what was going to happen. He wasn't baffled by it. He didn't release a statement saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe they did it." He knew this was going to happen.
It's a possibility that could have been planned, that he was going to go on record saying, "Yeah, I'm not going to go to any other team. If I do, I'm going to retire." So like nobody was going to pick him up.
Yeah, so no one picked him up, and he came right back.
It's a possibility. But yeah. All right. So Toronto's playing Montreal tomorrow night. What do you guys think is going to happen?
Well, considering that this video probably won't be up by then, I think the Leafs are going to win, but I think it's going to be a much closer game. I think it's going to be 2-1 or 3-2.
I say 3-1. Same as the last game.
Wait, say it. No, just tell us the score.
Oh, am I actually going to tell you? I was just asking you guys that, but if I hope it's yeah, I would see 4-2 Leafs. 4-2 Leafs, and I see Matthews getting a couple goals there. There you go. That's my prediction.
Keep throwing the thing off my table. Okay, anyways, thanks guys for watching. I don't want to hear Caps anymore because I don't pay him enough money apparently. We got Bargo here, $1 million contract. We're gonna waive him soon because we need to get a new goalie.
So, well, he's not going to go to any other teams. He'll retire if he does.
Well, that we made sure.
Keep Engel and waive me.
All right, well, we'll sign Baby Bargo. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.